Yes, you've played a solo and recorded it. Now it's time to listen back, so rewind and enjoy. How did it sound? Be honest. If one can determine why something sounds bad, steps can be taken to make it sound better. That's the essence of self-teaching and self-improvement. And it's what makes the recording such a valuable tool for you. Because without it, we only have the feeling of what was played, without the measure of objectivity that listening to the recording allows. It's a constantly evolving process with a steep learning curve, at least in the beginning. You are of course free to archive your recording or simply delete it. No one needs to know. So, how do you stay objective about your playing? Well, fortunately, I've already made a video about it on how to critique your guitar playing. Link in the description. You can watch the entire video, or you can just browse through the slides. If you don't want to watch it, here's the short version. Number 1 is timing. It's the metronome being listened to, or is it just droning in the background? Check to see that things are lining up with the click in the intended way. Number 2, note choice. Are they right or wrong? In this exercise, anything out of the formula or zone is considered wrong. Number 3, melody. Given the limitations of formula and zone, do the melodic lines make sense? Are they purposeful or random sounding? Practice achieving both effects. Number 4, phrasing. Very important, of course. Try using 4 or 8 bar phrases to improvise in to begin with. If it sounds like the lines are rambling or disorganized. Number 5, articulation. Are the notes being played clearly enough? Are they being played too clearly? What is the desired effect? Decide, then try to accomplish it. Number 6, rhythmic content. Without it, things can get dull, so use it to activate the melodies. Number 7, sound. Is the instrument sound pleasing on tape? If not, even great playing can sound bad. Number 8, groove. Aside from the time and how it's lining up with the click, is there a rhythmic feel happening? Does it make you want to dance or die? Number 9, soul. Difficult to quantify, but with a few exceptions. If a musician forgets to be involved spiritually and emotionally with the music, then the result will be less than great. Add yourself to the music. Math is beautiful, but doesn't sound good all by itself. And number 10, very important, to just work on one thing at a time. It's only possible to work on one thing at a time when starting out. After several months of practice, you can try to divide your attention and work on more than one thing at a time. Remember that formulas are math. What we do with them is music. And after listening to your first pass and using the list as a reference, choose some element that is particularly unsatisfying and focus on it on the subsequent pass until an improvement in that element is noticeable in playback. Then you shift focus to a different element. Each pass could last from 30 seconds to some minutes, whatever feels right to you at the time. Your initial goal might be to play the right notes in time soulfully, correctly. Accomplishing that should sound acceptable, at least. And once that basic goal is attained, whether it takes minutes, hours, days, weeks, other issues can be explored. You identify your weaknesses, then you work on fixing them. Just become your own teacher. Simple as that, really. So what is this supposed to sound like? Is it supposed to sound like jazz? Well, it could sound like anything. The chosen rhythmic feel and sound on the improvisation will determine whether it swings, whether it's syncopated, whether it's sustained. The stylistic element, whether it's jazz, reggae, rock, blues, funk, another idiom, or even no particular idiom, is applied by the practicer after the formula, key, and zone are chosen. Then an idiom is added later, if desired, by design, not by default. So, to summarize this part, in addition to being a study of tonality, this is a method of practicing that might make somebody a better improviser, and maybe even a more individualized one.